Wait 1 second, making sure I'm recording. I should be recording now. Okay. Wait, before we begin, I need to take a drink of water. Okay. So, this episode's just gotta be, a normal fireplace talks and stories, just talking about some random stuff. But then I started thinking about a trade that I did on Steam a long time ago, back in TF2 trading days of mine, of when I lost my first unusual in Team Fortress 2. And I thought, you know what, we could go over that story. So I might as well start with the story, and then I'll start with the trade after. So, a long time ago, Motherberry got me free Steam key, well, not Steam key, free, crate keys for Steam. And you know what, I was quite happy with them. I opened one, didn't get anything. I opened one, I didn't get anything. But on the very third one, I got my first ever unusual. The Toy Soldier, and I cannot remember its effect. Let me check. I have the actual trade here. It's the worst trade, and I mean the worst trade that I've ever did. Plus, I was getting harassed, so that was one of the other things that caused me to trade. And it was mostly junk that I got. I think I still have, the lock and load from it. We'll see. But the unusual effect was Cloud9, and I loved this, unusual. It was my first unusual, and I went around on servers just playing Sniper, that's it. And I was just showing it off, saying, look at my hat, it's great. Just showing it off, you just get that feeling, you just want to show it off, And then I started getting trade, and then, I'll trade you this, and trade you that, and basically it was a lot of harassing, I tell you, because it was 5 different people wanting my hat. And now my hat's probably worth about £40, £60 today, and I've always wanted to get the actual one back, but that is going to be a no there, as the one that I originally made and unboxed has disappeared from existence. Deleted. That's what I'll call it, deleted. But I've always wanted to get it again, get the exact effect, that being Cloud9, the effect on it. I'm pretty sure there was a second effect, but then it might have just been my imagination. But Cloud9 is the effect that I had on it, and I loved this hat so much I would just go around. I had a friend, Alex, I think their name was, and I would just show it off on servers, play with them, show it off, and all that. And it was quite a great time, I tell you. And now we get to, I'll get to the bit. So I got harassed a bunch of times for wanting the hat, and I'll trade this, I'll trade this. And I thought, you know what, if I could get keys, I could get more unusuals. That was my thought. A very stupid thought. I was a kid. Not the best, I tell you. And so I thought, you know what, I could get another unusual. I didn't get another unusual, I don't think so. I think I've only had 4 or 5 unusuals, and most of them are just traded away because they're not very nice. But this, one hat, this Toy Soldier hat, was my favourite. So after getting harassed a bunch of times, I finally, gave in to a trade with someone who's now trade banned, to be more exact. This person was hacking, I think, or scamming. Yeah, they were a big scammer back in the day. They were huge, I tell you. Huge. Wait 1 second, let me fix that top bar there. There we go. I tell you, this top bar that I have up here is not very good. So we might as well get into the trade now. So, hello there. And so the trade begins. So the person that I had a, thingy with is Cavist Iroven, who is now trade banned and currently offline. They have not been online for a while. I don't even know how they have 500 and something of these. Linux represent. I don't even know how they got them. Not markable or, thingy. But these people were, still hate this guy. He scammed me back in 2014. I finally found them, and wanted my toy soldier hat, unusual, Cloud 9 effect back. Bad writing, so sad. This is back in 2018. Still remember that. I actually spent like about at least 6 hours trying to find this guy again, and I could never find him again. And then I eventually found him back in 2018. This is me in 2022, so I hate this guy. Pops up. But this guy is notorious for being a, what do you call it, scammer. Even having other people say, you know, plus rep, nice trader. Not a very nice trader, he was a scammer. He would scam you out of, you know, he would sell his own grandmother. That's what I will say. He would sell his own grandmother and all of her organs. Yes. Trade banned. So it's very funny to see trade bans. We'll see. But I have never, I don't even think he has a hat anymore. He probably sold it, traded it. As you can see, CSGO Pro. So probably, you know, knives and CSGO. But the whole trade was for spellbook, enchantment, something, this coffin kit. A lot of this stuff I don't even have no more. The degreaser, I would love to have that again. The righteous bison, lock and load. Basically, I got scammed because a lot of this stuff was basically this special. I still actually have some of these. I still sell them every once in a while. I still have some of these. I still sell some of them. Just for like, you know, 5 pence or something like that. Or barely even a pence. But I would say, you know, I got scammed because it was mostly just a bunch of crates. I probably sold a bunch of these crates. Basically for nothing. And I did get a lot of scrap metal. Scrap metal was good. But most of all that scrap metal was wasted on trying to get the Natasha for heavy. Though I could have just bought the heavy thing and it would have been perfectly fine. The main thing that I really wanted was the Rancho Relaxo, because at this time, you know, Muzulk was doing, you know, getting into certain spots and doing this, you know, thing. I don't even have the Neon Annihilator. I've always wanted one, I tell you. Didn't even know I had one back then. I tell you, there's so many trades back in the day that I've, you know, traded with, and all of them are like, you know, whew, not very good. Some of them are just a waste. But this is my unusual toy soldier. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I'll go check the actual market for you to tell you how much this is currently worth. Let me go to market if I can find a market. Search toy soldier. Ah, yes, unusual. Well, that one's £15, but that's bidding. Green confetti. I don't like the green confetti one. Okay, green confetti. Bubbling. Nuts and bolt. High aces. Terawatt. And high aces, or aces high. I like the aces high one, but the aces high one's just not very good. Circling TF logo. I don't even think anyone has it. Let's see. Stormy. Something haunted glooms. Disco beatdown. Purple energy. Green energy. Sunbeams. Terawatt. Scorching Flames. Burning Flames. And Burning Flames. Not a single person actually has what I had back in the day on the market. Let's see, and I might as well show yous as to get yous a better understanding. This is the hat that I'm talking about, the unusual toy soldier hat. A great hat, not that one in specific. But there are, you know, quite a lot of them on here. But none of them have my effect on it. They all have like bubbling. Bubbling's not bad actually. Bubbling's a great, you know, unusual effect. Unless it's a certain hat that it really does not work on. Aces High is a great one too. Terawatt. Aces High. Basically they all have like Terawatt or Aces High. circle and TF logo. Stuff like that, I tell you. I think if I was ever to get this hat back, I would probably have to search, you know, the depths of the internet. And I don't think I'll do that. And that mostly just shows off what I was talking about for today. But that is basically the story of how I got scammed on TF2 back in the day. You know what, I was a kid, you know, a lot of kids got scammed back in the day, but that unusual hat, it's been 9 years. 9 years and I still remember. When was the actual day? When was the actual day? It was 2014, 15th of February, and it was 8:23 p.m. Yeah, basically I'd been on the game since a very early morning, and these people would not stop, you know, messaging me, you know, sending trade requests. Even some tried to, you know, get it for free without even getting anything. So they tried that as well. One day I'll get that hat back, I tell you. One day. And trying to think of the other story that I wanted to talk about. Let me try and think of the other story that I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the other story that I was trying to think of. Wait 1 second while I think of the story. Have you ever wondered why hamsters always die in the most weirdest and dramatic and, you know, awful ways? Have you ever wondered that? Because I've had a few hamsters back in my time with Barry and Rose and all that, and they always die somehow. Either they just die normally, but that's very, very, very rare. And then you always see people on the internet always talking about, oh, my hamster fell from the bars, just like mine in real life did. But they fell from the top bars as they somehow decided to climb all the way up and drop themselves. Because they always hang on and then they always somehow break their neck. And it's such a sad, you know, way to go for a hamster, but it's always the most stupid ways. Or overfeeding goldfish. I had that problem. Like, you're a kid, you don't know how much to feed this, you know, so feed it like twice or 3 times a day, and it's not very good for the fish, I tell you. What was the other story that we could talk about? So I was at this car boot once, and I saw a Lego figure, and it was Gandalf. So, you know, we asked to get it, and the woman calls it Dumbledore from Harry Potter. Oh, that was hilarious that day, I tell you. That was hilarious that day. You ever had the magazines that you get the like Lego figures in? I remember there used to be this newspaper one. We would buy the newspaper because it was down these stairs from this Tesco that we used to be. You used to go to this Tesco, and then you would go downstairs to get to the rest of the shopping area, the shopping mall. And so you would walk down the stairs, and on your right would be where they have the newspapers, so we'd pick them up. And in it had a little newspaper bit for you can get a free Lego thing for, I think, collecting, or, you know, £1. You just give the ticket in and all that at this certain place, stuff like that. It's kind of like, you know, the gas stamps back in the day. So let me think. Trying to remember where the story went. You ever get into a story and then you forget where you are in the story? It's terrible, I'll tell you. So the stamp thingy, the newspaper thing. So you would trade in the thing, you get Lego figure, or what do you call it? The other one that you get a magazine, right? And it's about this certain thing, and then you would also get like a little tiny figure or some cards. I remember football ones used to be quite popular back in my primary school. I hated them. I hate football, I tell you. Football is probably one of my most hated things, I tell you. I remember one time I was coming out of the toilet bit. It's a lot more elevated in the ground floor area. But you have the ground, and if you can see my thing, so you have the ground over here. Let me unsing it for you. So you have the ground over here, and then up these stairs would be where you would pee. And I don't know what ones I went into, but I kept, going into the wrong peeing areas. You know what? They were just peeing areas, I tell you. So you would sit down, and I tell you, these toilets, when you get a lot older, it was only toilets I would go to, because the other ones were down this very long, scary hall. And you don't know if another, more older person is, down the hall, and it was creepy that hall, I tell you. So I would always go to the small toilets. The small toilets were the best. So if I was to sit on it today, it would be like one of the tiny little stools that toddlers get, or even below toddlers, a little. But I enjoyed the toilets. So you do the toilet, and then I came out, and I got whacked right in the face with a football. So I went inside crying. I washed my face. I cleaned it all off. It was terrible, I tell you. And then I left. I went back out, and I got a ball right in my face again. Even muddier than the last one, as it had been soaked in, playing in football. It was raining muddy that day. So the ground is stone that, the school had. It was stone. I always, suggested they should really get grass for the school, because I fell down so many times. I slipped in the ice. I had my little treats. I was supposed to give out, sweeties, but I was just keeping the sweeties all to myself in this bag, and then I fell onto my back, and I hurt my back that day. So I was a kid, kids are basically almost indestructible, I tell you. So I fell back on the ice. I get up, it's very, sore, and that's another time that I, got hurt at school because of their stupid stone on the ground. They could even, get grass. Grass would have been so much better. I would rather have a kid that's muddy than a kid that's, broken bone due to falling on stone, or broke their nose due to falling on stone. I remember one time I used to kick my feet at my butt, because when you're a child you can basically kick your butt with your foot. So I would kick my butt with my foot from behind, and this one kid ran up behind me. I don't even know how, I don't even know when. But I was running, and I was just kicking my butt, just having a great time, And then I come back round, and this kid is on the ground. His glasses are snapped in half, and he's blaming me, and then I'm defending myself, I don't know what happened, I didn't do this. His glasses snapped in half because I was just kicking my butt, and then somehow he broke his glasses. I don't even know how. So he broke his glasses, he was quite sad, but I defended myself, and the story, I'm pretty sure I got out of that. Yeah, I did get out of that. Well, I was quite innocent, I didn't even know what happened. I just came back round from playing. Saw him on the ground, making sure he was okay. That's something else. So I was very poorly, to understand people. I remember that back in the day. Or, the adults did not understand anything. Adults would rather go on their smoke break at that school rather than, deal with the kids. And I know where they go to, take their smoke break, because they would go either around outside the school, out back, and smoke outside, or they would smoke in this little garden area where people would do their gardening at school. I've only been there maybe 4 times, 5 times. I remember some kids used to like to sneak in there and just, chill. Or there was this one time that I jump off of this about, let's see, 6 foot, 7 foot tall thing. Because when you're a kid you like to jump off stuff, so I jump off of it, perfectly fine. And you get yelled at by the teacher. Thing is, the roof of that was not very stable. Good story, good time, I tell you. Not very good time when that school was absolutely terrible at understanding kids, especially kids with autism or anything stuff like that. They were absolutely horrible. Horrible people, I tell you. Well, I think that's us wrapping this episode up. We're at 20 minutes. So, have a nice day, safe, hope it's simple, maybe some more shoes, think it's vitamins, very important. And bye bye, see you next time, have a nice day, see you, bye bye.